Hey guys, Null here, and today we're going to be talking about the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, I haven't even finished the first game, but I feel like it's my personal duty to mention that this game's really, really weird. And I'm sure you've noticed in the title where I've called it the Great Race Attorney Chronicles, because oh my god. Oh my god. We're going to be reading off a couple of fun ones. Spoilers for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles up to the end of Case 4, or so whatever. Of the first game, and like there's a whole another 6 trials after this, so we'll see where this goes. But all right, this is from the first trial. These are from the first trial. This is the first lady. This is the first thing like out of her mouth that she says. My mother's tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in her vulgar tones as much as possible. Like, what the hell? She says that off the gate, and then she says, but it seems the men of this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that while I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you on your own level, I messed up saying it. I'm not a racist. I have a hard time saying these words out loud. That's my excuse. She comes out the gate in Japan talking about how like all these Japanese suck, and then she goes on to say, "Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys." And now here's a good time to mention where like it's every character like all because this one takes place in Japan. All the Japanese are fine when they talk about it, but like it's every British character is racist. I don't know if you see the top, but like that's a lot of things. So the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. That one wasn't exactly racist, but with like everything else, it definitely was. You know? You see, this is why I always say, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. So true, Brett. What? Huh? What do you mean you always say that? What are you talking about? Outdone by a Japanese? That one really got me. And by the way, this isn't exhaustive. She says other crazy shit. This is just like the shit that I screenshotted and sent to someone. Like it's crazy. Okay, this by the way, this is the like prosecutor, like the main prosecutor. You're in Britain now. His name is Van Zeeks, Baron Van Zeeks, and he like toes the line for a while until he fully crosses it, and we'll get to that. But those eyes please me. And I'm not gonna say that word. I looked it up and it said it was kind of offensive, so I'm just gonna say Japanese whenever they say the Japanese N word. So I'm just gonna say Japanese. But he says that every time. He never says Japanese. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. So like again, he's towing the line. He's straddling it, if you will. He's right on there. Pray don't expect this Japanese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Now, this one you would say is crossing the line, but to be fair, we don't. Like, the character doesn't really. We've only been studying to be a lawyer for a month. This is our first case. But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I'd heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. Once again, toeing the line, Van Zeeks. You gotta rein it in, the whole racism thing. I get you're a vampire, you can't be a vampire and a racist. You gotta pick one or the other. You better be like one thing. You would demand the right to procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Japanese. Now, alright. Um, that didn't have anything to do with each other. He's just racist. This is when I think I said, alright, he's crossed it, he's racist. Because what the fuck are you talking about? Now you're just saying, like, oh man, all those Japanese people, you know what they do? Things. This is one of the jurors. By the way, this is one of the jurors, which is crazy. Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly using some devious Eastern sorcerer magic on everyone. What? So the juror, by the way, the juror just says this, and he's not dismissed for being a racist because that's not how it works in Meiji period Japan or England. But yeah, no. So they're all racist. It's not just Van Zeeks. It's not just Brett. It's what is it, you dark? I'm not actually gonna say this one. I feel like this has got to be offensive as well. I'm just gonna put it on screen. It's in the game. There's fucking Van Zeeks again. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What the fuck, Van Zeeks? What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. And there, here it fucking goes again. You Japanese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth or ambiguity. And then, fucking judge is like, I concur with the prosecution. You're a loser. You're Japanese. You have to admit. Rhinosuke, you're Japanese. Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Now, if you were of the camp where it's like, well, maybe Van Zeeks is just a little uneducated, now he's calling you a backwater? He's calling all of Japan an artless backwater? That's crazy, right? We all have to agree. By now, Van Zeeks, number one racist in Japan, the Reaper of the Baron, and the racist of the Baron, and the vampire of England. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, by the way, the judge, like, never says your name. He never says Mr. Natsuke or whatever the fuck his last name is. He's always like saying, alright, thank you, Baron Van Zeeks, and little island boy. Like, he's always saying this. He's like, thank you. And there's one later. We'll see. This is Magnus McGilded. I didn't put all the Irish ones, but like they've been racist towards everyone. Like everyone's talking about everyone's race all the goddamn time. I don't know if you can tell. Magnus McGilded is not British exactly. I'm not gonna do the accent. I'm not gonna do accents. But have ye forgotten who you're working for, ye useless Eastern? Why add that? Why are we talking about this? Like, it's not cool. Was everyone that racist in the 1800s, in the late 1800s, in the early 1900s? Maybe, probably, actually, but like, what the fuck? The penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging from those Japanese eyes. You can't say that, man, Zeeks. Who? Okay, I want, like, in the comments, if you're watching this, tell me that you're a Van Zeek stan, and then tell me that it's because he's a racist and no other reason. Because you can't, he's so racist. This is English fucking Queenhead. He's eating fish and chips all the time. Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. You didn't need to say Japanese. You didn't need to say that. Thank God you didn't say the fucking N one. But, like, you didn't need to say Japanese. All because of some bumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. You never even heard of Japan, except you just were fucking talking about it. What the hell? Like, come on, dog. His name's like Tobias English or Tobias Gregson or some shit, and he's just like so British. Painfully British. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time to have a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. This is just to show how English this guy is, by the way. God, man, goddamn, he was arrested so fast, he barely had time to have a cup of tea, have a good old fish and chips. God save the queen. That's whole shit. Now Anyway, this is when fucking you say something correct in court, and he says the Japanese are truly a fascinating breed. Thank you, Van Zeeks. Thank you. Very cool. This is again one of the jurors. Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. Like, you can't say that in a court of law. What the hell? You Japanese are a spineless breed too cowardly to admit defeat. Which also, historically, not accurate. I feel like some crazy things had to happen before like, even close to that happened. Thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the East. There it is. That's the judge talking, by the way. I didn't screenshot that part. But, like, why doesn't he just say, thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and Ryanusuke or Mr. Natsuke? Like, why can't they just say that? But no. Thank you to Lord Van Zeeks of the Van Zeeks clan tribe in England. I like you, I care about you. And you, Mr. Japan. Like, what the hell? Here's another one. This is from Bruce Fairplay. How long have we sat here now listening to this Japanese spouting his fancy foreign theories? First of all, he's right. Second of all, what the hell? And then there's another one from Van Zeeks. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. Like, I get you're the prosecution, you're trying to sway the jury, right? Like, this is the only, like, the defense, to defend Lord Baron Van Zeeks. Which, I don't know why I'm doing this, fucking advocating for an actual fucking vampire. Are you looking at him? But, like, it's gotta be like, well, the jury's full of racists. I gotta be racist too. Like, that's not cool, though, right? Like, we gotta, we gotta separate the race from the lawyer. Can we do that for a second? Anyway, here's the funniest quote of them all from the judge. This is the really important one. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. Like, really? Goodbye.